The next special address will be a similar address. This will be from Shri Mayank Joshi, Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of India, Tokyo, Japan. So it will be again something we should hear. What prospect is there for the Indian business, Indian cooperation, Indian trade, etc., with another very vital partner in the Pacific for us, Japan. Over to you, Shri Joshi.
Thank you, Professor Ray Chaudhary ji. Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and Ministry of Electronic and Information Technology, Shri Rajiv Chandrasekhar ji. Secretary of Department of Economic Affairs, Shri Ajay Seth ji. Chief Economic Advisor, Ms. Shri Nageshwaram. Other distinguished members of the panel, distinguished guests and dignitaries, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning and a very good afternoon from Japan. At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to speak at this important event with such distinguished panelists and speakers on a very engaging topic of India leads towards the third largest economy. As a speaker just before me, Deputy High Commissioner of Australia mentioned, this comes at a very opportune moment also when we have just concluded a very historic landmark G20 summit as India is the chair. And also that Japan, from where I speak today in Tokyo, is chairing the G7. As we have seen that at the conclusion of the G20 summit, the global community, the international community has taken note of India as a key global player, as a voice of Global South, and as, no doubt, a country of future. With regard to the topic of today, that is the India as the third largest economy, we can see that it is a reflection of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's declaration of India entering into an Amrit Kal to become a self-reliant and Atmanirbhar economy by 2047. Our vision, as we see, is of a United States dollar 5 trillion self-reliant economy in the next few years. And the key pillars which have been laid out for this economic future roadmap include economy, infrastructure, demography, democracy, supply chains, and also we should not forget the most important one, energy. In this endeavor, Japan has been and is a very key important partner in our economic development and growth. While we tread this path, this aspirational path of being the third largest economy, as Secretary had mentioned that it is not an end, it's a journey. We have to carefully take note of disruptive and significant global challenges on one hand, and on the technological advances and the opportunities that lie in integration of global economy in front of us, like digitization, research and development, and various other developments. In my remarks, so today I would like to focus on India-Japan partnership and how it can be leveraged in our efforts to drive a greater economic growth and infrastructure development in India. Secretary, Department of Economic Affairs had mentioned 4 important pillars, that is energy, reskilling, infrastructure, and also financial. More or less my important points which I would like to highlight with regard to India-Japan bilateral relationship would be around these 4 important pillars. As we all know that India and Japan have a highly developed spatial strategic and global partnership. Our engagements are based on strong foundation of shared objectives and common values such as democracy, freedom, respect for rule of law, to shape a peaceful, secure, and sustainable world. Our 2 countries are committed to reform multilateralism and are working together closely in important constructs, be it United Nations, the Quad, the CDRI, Coalition for Disaster Resilience Infrastructure, or the International Solar Alliance, and the most recent, the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. At this juncture, I would like to recall that earlier this year, during his visit to India in March, Honorable Prime Minister of Japan, Mr. Fumio Kishida, launched his new plan for free and open Indo-Pacific, specially chosen to be launched from India. And there, he emphasized that Japan's free and open Indo-Pacific policy, or rather the new plan for free, open Indo-Pacific framework, is possible only, in inverted commas I quote, together with India as an indispensable partner. This is a very important point to be noted, that Japan, repeatedly at the highest level, has outlined, has emphasized and underlined that India is an indispensable partner. India has become, in the recent times, quickly risen up high on Japan's priorities as a long-term strategic partner, both in strategic importance as well as economic importance. Economic partnership has also been the cornerstone of a unique India-Japan spatial strategic and global partnership. Japan's long-standing foreign direct investment footprint in India is steadily expanding, and currently it stands at the fifth largest foreign direct investment holder in India, with a share of 6%. As of date, more than 1,400 Japanese companies are operating in India in different sectors, and more than half of them are in manufacturing. Not only that, India is the largest beneficiary of Japan's official development assistance. Currently, under the direction of our leadership, we both countries are together working on a target of 5 trillion yen investment, public-private investment of Japan into India. In this context, I am very happy to share that with regard to the government's initiative of production-linked incentive scheme, today, as the information stands, proposals of applications of 26 Japanese companies with a commitment investment worth of $1.8 billion has been approved. This shows how much integration and interest Japanese companies have in the Indian economic and growth development story. Secretary, Department of Economic Affairs had mentioned about a pillar of infrastructure. This is another area where India and Japan are working very strongly. In fact, Japanese investment in infrastructure sector has been at the core of our strategic partnership. We all know about the landmark Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed railway project, which is making a rapid progress. In fact, it is seen as a third milestone, predated by concrete success stories of similar to partnerships like Maruti Suzuki and Delhi Metro, which have been a key high point in our cooperation. With regard to infrastructure development, we are also looking at 6 more metro projects in 6 different cities. We are also having landmark projects which include Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, the ongoing discussions on Mumbai Trans Harbour Link project, 6 smart cities being supported by Japan's JICA investment, various hospitals and different sectoral projects like sanitation, agriculture, etc., including in the northeastern states of India, and a lot of logistical support, investment in logistics in multimodal transit projects in India. There has been an immense interest in the Japanese industry for these sectors in the recent 2 years post-COVID-19 we have seen. Talking about technical cooperation, practically we have technical cooperation in all sectors. I will be happy again to share that unique to our 2 countries, we have established strong skill and industrial development framework to help realize government's initiatives like Skill India and Make in India. We have over 35 Japan-India Institutes of Manufacturing. We have 11 Japan endowment courses in various institutes in India. We have 11 functional Japan industrial townships in various states in India, 9 states to be specific. These are key to developing not only skills on Japanese technology and industrial systems like Kaizen and Five Sigma and Zero Defect philosophy, but also support the infrastructure and ecosystem for the industrial development in India. To top it up, over the period of last 5 to 6 years, we have established action-oriented partnerships in key sectors such as digital sector, industrial sector, and energy sector. For example, the digital sector, we have instituted a digital partnership program. We are looking at digital talent exchange, R&D, capacity building, security-related strategic collaborations to synergize our core competitiveness, ESDM sector. The objective is to combine this and synergize Digital India, Startup India, Skill India initiatives with the Japan's Society 5.0. Next comes the India-Japan Industrial Competitive Partnerships, where we are engaging over 11 sectors such as automotive, heavy machinery, textiles, steels, SMEs, etc., to collaborate on developing industrial competitiveness in these areas by incorporating Japan's best practices and financial support. Next pillar, which again I would recall Secretary's speech, is regarding energy. This is another area where India and Japan are working very closely. We have set up a clean energy partnership program. We are collaborating in not only new and renewable energy, but also in nuclear energy area. And now we are focusing strongly on alternative energy sources like hydrogen and ammonia as fuel. Another important area is the area of emerging technologies. In this, I would like to mention our Defense Technology Equipment Cooperation Dialogue, where we are looking at not only manufacturing, but also collaborating on defense equipment manufacturing sector. Deputy High Commissioner of Australia had mentioned about supply chains. In this regard, I would like to recall that India, Japan, and Australia had instituted a supply chain resilience initiative, again focusing on sharing best practices and competitiveness of each country, as well as also focusing on collaborating on digital technologies. There are several other areas like startups, space, life sciences, material sciences, high energy physics, biotechnology, going into the area of science and technology, where a number of projects are being taken bilaterally. And also we are working together on areas of health sector. One of the predecessors had talked about health sector. Ayurveda, yoga, wellness, and healthcare well-being in global healthcare strategy are also areas where we are working together. Food security is another area which was also an outcome document in G7, where India had contributed to a lifestyle initiative by India, which had taken. Coming to the trade area, we have a comprehensive economic partnership program with Japan, which was instituted in 2011. However, despite several efforts from both sides, we still are at $20 billion, but we both agree on that there is a high potential of trade between the two countries. Objectively speaking, we would, from the missions perspective, we are working very closely with Japan to come together to co-innovate, co-create, and co-produce for both domestic and global markets by combining our strengths and competitiveness. As we all know that Japan has a demographic interest, India having a demographic dividend, there is a strong demand in Japan for India's high skill and skilled personnel. Currently, we have 12,500 high skilled Indians working in Japanese IT and fintech sector and other sectors similar. However, there is a huge demand. And for this, not only for high skilled sector, but also for semi-skilled sector, India and Japan have also signed a specified skilled worker program. And we are also in discussions with regard to a mobility partnership, migration mobility partnership agreement, which is at initial stages. Efforts in our embassy in Tokyo are aligned to these imperatives. And we are working very closely with various stakeholders in Japan, the media industry, and also the public sector and private sector, especially the industry sector of Japan, with regard to focusing on the manufacturing and the small and medium enterprises. I would like to share here that our feeling in the embassy has been that while there is a tremendous interest, a significant amount of interest in Japan political as well as the industrial leadership to venture into India, to collaborate with India. However, there is still some kind of need for more awareness raising. And in this regard, we for the last 2 years have been working very closely with our not only trade promotion councils, but also with chambers of commerce to bring in delegations from India, not only from the industrial side, but also from the state government for investment roadshows. And we have had more than 7 states come in here. We've had former Prime Minister Suga taking a big delegation to Japan of business leaders. We've had 35 CEO roundtable, which was held last year with the Honorable Prime Minister. So there has been a lot of momentum which has been generated post COVID 19. On the embassy side, we have opened a small and medium enterprises facilitation cell. There is a lot of interest in among the small and medium enterprises in this regard. We have also launched India Japan Skill Connect under the aegis of our ambassador. We have also created a new momentum with each prefecture. We believe that not only Tokyo and Osaka are the center, but there are various prefectures. There are 47 prefectures in Japan. So our ambassador has visited 32 prefectures as of date within a short period of 9 months to meet the governor, the business community, and generate momentum of interest with the Japanese industry people and also the government functionaries to look at India as a close partner. We are having regular interaction with top CEOs as a follow-up to Prime Minister's meeting with them. And we have also been holding investment roadshows. DPIIT had visited India, and also we are looking at Invest India and other states to come and be holding roadshows for raising awareness among Japanese industry. In addition to that, we have the usual market expansion activities and trade promotion activities which are held regularly. So in conclusion, as we aim to be the third largest economy, the partnership with Japan, as per our mission's understanding, and is very crucial. It is vital to maintain and amplify our engagement with Japan across all sectors. And here I would like to urge the Indian business chambers and industry people to look at Japan in this context and visit Japan, interact with Japanese industry and government functionaries more, so that the awareness regarding the momentum and the energy which India and dynamism which India has is raised. We have set up a target of 15,000 Japanese companies to be in India in the next coming years. It is a very ambitious target, but it is a possible target. Therefore, I am confident that the Indian industry and chambers, especially the Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industry, will continue collaborating in this regard. Thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Joshi. Lots of hope for India-Japan cooperation. And Japan is a key partner, and Japan thinks India to be one of the strategic and economic partner, globally important partner. That's a very good news for us. And as you have outlined, Japanese companies are here in many sectors, especially the infrastructure sectors, highways, as well as health and logistics. And in fact, for the skilling and the supply chain, also Japan has a lot of prospect for Indian companies. And there are also possibilities for MSME to participate in this. So we expect with leadership from people like you, we will have more cooperation in future between entrepreneurs here and Japan. Thank you very much, Mr. Joshi, for your very enlightening speech.